Hello. This is the first video I actually end up posting, then you probably don't know who I am. My name is Addie, and welcome to my back to school haul. Okay, let's preface this with that I'm going into my second year of college, so unfortunately I don't really get to do the full scale back to school shopping that I used to get to do when I was in like middle school or elementary school with the crayons and the markers and the colored pencils and all the fun scissors and the glue sticks and all that fun stuff. I don't really get to do that anymore because I usually just reuse whatever I have from previous years now. But this year I got to do a bit more so of back to school shopping because I needed some new stuff since, reusing stuff, it gets a little old and used and worn. So we have a couple extra things this year, so might as well do the haul. Why not? So starting out, I have a new set of the zebra mark-on pens. I got these for the first time last year for my first year of college. Amazing. I love them to death. They were really great for taking handwritten notes because some of my classes, they actually made us take handwritten notes if we were going to take notes. Like, we couldn't have technology at all in at least, like, one of my classes. And then the other one, she was just like, you can technically have, like, your MacBook and stuff to, like, start taking notes, but really, like, if you're really wanting to learn it, it's better for you to write it down. Like, I guess allegedly there's studies that have shown that like writing things down helps you to remember it better. So I kind of do a bit of both, but these are great for note taking. They don't smudge as much and I love them to death. Following that, also by Zebra, is their midliners. We know them, we love them. Book girlies, you already know these are amazing for highlighting things. I especially like them because like they're not as bright because they're midliners. So I feel like trying to like learn stuff is already kind of overstimulating, but using those, it's like a little bit less overwhelming. So it's like, oh, I'm trying to like study. Like, I don't want a bunch of like neon green blaring into my eye when I'm trying to learn the word. It would be better if it was something more subtle where I can just be like, oh yeah, that's the word, and focus on the word. So I think they're nice for that. It's also really nice for bullet journaling, because they're a bit more subtle, a little bit more easier to use, not as intense. Started using these my senior year of high school. Highly recommend. Love them to death. I especially love that they have the dual tip with like the thicker tip on the top and the little fine point tip on the bottom. Super helpful. And then a product I have not used from Zebra, but is still Zebra because apparently Zebra has just captured my heart at this point. I found out that they have mechanical pencils, which is great because I'm a graphic design major, which means I go through pencils like crazy, which is weird because mechanical pencils you're supposed to reuse. Let's be real, I just lose them all the time. It's really bad. Or throw them out when the eraser goes away because I'm a terrible person. But hopefully they'll be great. I trust that they will be because, their pens and the midliners are so good. I don't see these like being any different at all. So to follow with that, I got some new notebooks. So I was going to do the campus notebooks. I don't know if you've seen them, but the campus notebooks where it's like the outside portion, like the cover in the back and like the spiral is kind of like a plastic binder. And then the paper inside, you can like pop the spiral open and like move the paper from inside or like rearrange it or replace it. And I thought that would be really nice to have because then I could just keep it throughout the rest of my college years and not really have to worry about replacing notebooks. Something a bit more reusable and all that. But unfortunately, those are very expensive, especially because like the set of 3 that they had only came in white, pink, and blue, at least when I looked on Amazon. And so to get a thing of like 3 of just like the plain clear would have been so much more expensive. And like to get like 4 or 5 of those for the amount of classes I have a semester would just like not make sense. So I ended up giving in and getting normal notebooks. I've never used this brand. It's called SUNY. I think that's how you say it, hopefully. But they're very, again, muted tones because it's studying. I want it to be calm, cozy, something where I'm not looking at it and it's like a bright color jumping at me to already like add to the stimulation of like trying to learn a bunch of new stuff and stress and all the things that be going on during the school year. So I got something a bit chill, can kind of go with whatever. It's like a pack of 6, so should get me through first semester, and then hopefully 1 or 2 will last for second, but we'll see what happens. And then one of the other things I ended up getting, I kid you not, I've had the same exact pencil pouch, well, 2 pencil pouches, since my freshman year of high school. And I've just used the same one the whole time. So rest assured, both of those are very worn, very well loved. And unfortunately, it is time to move on to a new pencil pouch. So I got this sage green one. It's very cute. It has like one of those zippers on the outside where it can like help with like either expanding or like keeping the pencil pouch more closed. And then it also has that like little second layer where you can put like your little pens or pencils or whatever. Then you can put stuff on the bottom. It has a little zipper on the front. I've seen these on Amazon so many times. And I've been like fighting the urge to buy it for so long, and I finally gave in. But yeah, I got it in sage green because it matched the notebook colors pretty well. And also the midliner set I got was pretty neutral, kind of earthy tones as well. So everything kind of goes together, which is nice. Next to last, a new book bag. And I love her to pieces. She's so cute. The main reason I got a new book bag was just because the one I had was a little too big for college, because especially with having like breaks in between classes and that sort of thing, you don't really have to carry as much as you do in like high school and that sort of thing. So I got a smaller book bag. It's still big enough to hold like my MacBook and my like iPad and different things, because I think it holds up to like 15 inch, I think is what it was. And then like my MacBook and iPad is like 13 inch. So it fits those pretty comfortably. And then obviously like if it's like, oh, I have 2 classes this day, I can put 2 of my notebooks in and my pencil pouch, and like that's all I really need. So that is pretty nice. And then this I haven't opened yet. As you've noticed, I haven't really opened anything yet other than like the book bag. But I got a new water bottle because I'm very bad at staying hydrated. And so I finally got I think it's a 32 ounce. Yes, a 32 ounce water bottle. I don't even know if you can see that. But it has the... Okay. Nope, that makes it worse. There we go. It has like the markings for like how much you're drinking and that sort of thing. So I can kind of keep track of it, because like my thing is that if I can see it, I'm going to do it, which makes things a lot easier. So hopefully this will help me actually be hydrated for once. I think that would be a nice thing to have. And then I know I said that there was only one more item beforehand, but this is my actual last item. It wasn't necessarily just for back to school though. My iPad that I had was from 7th grade. As you can tell, I have a tendency to use things till they break or are near broken or like need to be replaced. So my old iPad was an iPad Air 3 from when I was in 7th grade. She's here. She's beautiful. She still functions pretty well. The biggest thing with this was just that the storage was a bit small. For, again, doing like art and design and that sort of thing, having more storage is definitely helpful, especially if you're using a lot of different files and different things. So yeah, the storage was a bit small. The screen size, as you can tell, bit small. And then on top of that, just because of it being so old, the battery was starting to get to the point where it would overheat a little bit. Nothing too crazy. It was still functional. The only time it really would show up is during, like, if I was using something like Procreate, that's a bit of like a heavier like app. So I finally gave in, and with my big girl money from my big girl job, because I'm old, got a brand new iPad. First of all, look at the difference. You can't, it's better if you can see the screen. But this is a 13-inch iPad Air. I got the Air just because the Pro is so expensive, and with already having to get the bigger size and the bigger storage, there was no real point in getting like the Pro, because the Air can do more or less the same stuff, and an iPad is more of like a secondary monitor for a graphic design major. Most of the work that you're doing is more like computer based or like that sort of thing. So this is just more so nice to have if there's something that you're wanting to like freehand, or like if you're taking notes in school, that sort of thing. Or like if you're wanting to edit it by hand at first and then transfer it over to your like MacBook or whatever computer you're using. But yeah, look at that screen size difference. That is so nice. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I have a few projects that I'm working on like over the summer that I'm already using it for, and it's amazing. So yeah, that is my back to school haul. Again, sophomore year, so I guess a little bit of advice if you're going into college or whatever. Don't freak out. No need to like redo like everything. You know, like stick to some of the stuff you know. If you're not somebody who like knows how to study necessarily, there's a lot of really helpful like videos and stuff on YouTube. There's also like really good tools. Love like a study session. Like if you have friends in a class, like feel free to study with them. Like it's not a big deal. It's not as scary as you think it will be. Granted, I wasn't someone who got like super homesick. So I got lucky on that part. My sister did. She got very, very homesick when she went off to college. And so I kind of got to see from her like what that end looks like. And that can be very hard. But like as long as you're like making friends, putting in that sort of effort to like, you know, get used to the space and like kind of making that mental shift of like, yeah, I might rather be home and like I miss X, Y, and Z, but you know, like there's things here that are good too, and kind of making that connection can be really helpful, especially when you make friends in college. It's a big deal. I did not make friends first semester, but second semester I joined a sorority. Best decision I made. And I'm not a typical sorority girl. Okay, I wasn't gonna join a sorority, but my sister pushed me to because it's literally a game changer. As long as you're being smart about it and like making sure everything's fine and you're not gonna get hazed, join groups, join a sorority, join clubs, like have fun. But yeah, that is all. Thank you so much for watching. Stick around the channel. I might be making more things. What I'll make, I don't know. It could be more vlog type things, could be more like art things, could be just like random silly goofy things that I come up with, because I always be making random things. But yeah, have a great day.